Hey everyone, welcome back to Trends in the World. Today, we're diving into one of the most ambitious engineering projects ever imagined. In a remote corner of the Tibetan Plateau, surrounded by some of the world's tallest mountains and deepest gorges, China is planning to build the world's most complicated super dam. This isn't just any dam, it's the biggest hydroelectric project we've ever seen. If completed, it could generate enough clean electricity to power the entire United Kingdom for a year. But here's the catch. The location is one of the most inaccessible places on Earth, and the project could change the geopolitical power balance across South Asia. Oh, and did I mention the earthquakes? Yeah, there's a lot to unpack here. So, let's get started. China is no stranger to mega projects. Over the past 70 years, they've broken records in almost every industry, building bigger and faster than most of the competition. And when it comes to hydroelectric power, they've already built around 87,000 dams. That's because, with a population of 1.4 billion people, water management is crucial. But this new project? It's on a whole other level. This is the Yarlung Tsangpo River, one of the highest and longest rivers in the world. It starts at the Yangtze Glacier in Tibet, flows over 1,000 kilometers east, and then takes a sharp turn south into India and Bangladesh, eventually emptying into the Indian Ocean. The section China is targeting for the dam is called the Yarlung Tsangpo Gorge, a sacred place in Tibetan culture and one of the most remote and biodiverse regions on the planet.
If you stay in one place, it kind of does do damage. It does damage in the mountains. And also the mountains are constantly moving, which is another thing I got annoyed with IR about. It's kind of the mountains, like there's earthquakes, there's landslides, the water changes. It's a very fluid place.
Building a dam here isn't just difficult, it's dangerous. The region is prone to massive earthquakes and landslides. In 1950, an 8.6 magnitude earthquake killed over 700 people and caused landslides that blocked the river for 8 days. When the natural dam finally broke, it created a 7-meter-high wave that killed another 500 people downstream. And earthquakes like this aren't rare. They happen regularly in this area. Then there's the issue of climate change. The Tibetan Plateau is known as the water tower of Asia because it provides water to over 1.5 billion people. But as the glaciers melt, the water flow is becoming more unpredictable. This makes managing water resources even more complicated, especially for countries downstream like India and Bangladesh. So, how does China plan to build this dam? There are two main ideas. The first is to build a series of smaller dams along the gorge, but this could seriously damage the region's biodiversity. The second option is to dig a massive tunnel through the mountains, redirecting the water and using its natural flow to generate electricity. This method, called a run-of-the-river system, is less destructive, but still incredibly complex. But this project isn't just about engineering, it's also about geopolitics. The Yarlung Tsangpo River flows through China, India, and Bangladesh. If China controls the flow of water, they could have significant power over their downstream neighbors. This has already caused tension, especially between China and India, who have a history of border disputes. For India and Bangladesh, the river is a lifeline. Millions of farmers depend on it for irrigation, and any disruption to the water flow could have devastating effects. India has already announced plans to build its own dam to store water, but this could make things even more complicated for Bangladesh. So, will China actually build this dam? The government has included it in their latest 5-year plan, and the company in charge of construction has already confirmed that the project is moving forward. But with so many challenges, engineering, environmental, and geopolitical, it's hard to say what the future holds. One thing's for sure, if China can pull this off, It will be one of the greatest engineering feats in history. But at what cost? The environmental impact, the risk of natural disasters, and the potential for geopolitical conflict are all huge concerns. So, what do you think? Should China go ahead with this mega dam? Or are the risks too great? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our future episodes. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time on Trends in the World. Until then, stay curious, stay informed,